Hey, I happened to notice, that at lunch at work today, you and this other person that works at the same company have gotten awfully pretty close. Are you still in your current relationship with the person that you are dating, or is that done and over with already? Like, just based off of what I'm observing. Just curious. Oh no, we're still going on strong. And yeah, I made a pretty close friend at the job, and we connect really well. I mean, they hold some pretty deep convos with me to the point to where it's hard to, not get close with them. I mean, we hold some pretty deep connections that, I guess I don't really get to have with my current partner. But I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting close to them just because we're sharing deep conversations and connecting on a mental and emotional aspect of something that, allows me to dive into parts of myself that I seem to not be able to dive into in my own personal connection that I'm currently committed to. So, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with having a close connection at work, especially if it's still professional. And it's not like I'm doing anything at all, honestly, that I'm aware of. I mean, I guess they're pretty cute, but I don't see them that way. I'm not trying to go in that direction. I'm trying to keep it neutral because, I am in a relationship. So they're compensating for where you're coming up short in your committed relationship, which means you're using them to fill the void that is not being filled in your current connection that you're actually committed to. So you're developing a deep connection with someone external of your relationship that you work with, and you think it's innocent because it's just you guys talking a lot, regularly, and every time you work, you think it's innocent. But it sounds like you're compensating for something you're not receiving. And I don't think you see it yet. Dude, what are you talking about compensating? Compensating for what? I mean, I'm happy in my committed relationship. That's why I'm still in it. It's just me talking to a person regularly and having deep conversations with them. It's not like I'm doing anything wrong. I don't get it. Why would you even say that, compensating? I mean, I've tried to have, deep talks like this with my partner, but they just seem to be so, disconnected from wanting to dive into this direction with me whenever I just want to connect in this way with them. So it just so happens that I happen to connect with somebody that actually does meet me in this area when I'm looking to dive in this direction. And, I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't think I'm crossing any boundaries or using them to compensate for where I'm not receiving this same thing in my current connection. I did bring it up to my partner, and, they even told me that they're just not the type of person to want to dive deep into conversations with me the way I do. And so as I'm accepting that, I just happen to run into somebody that does give me what I'm looking for when I am interacting with people outside of my current relationship. And I'm just kind of accepting the position I'm in with my current partner, letting me know what they don't want to do in terms of interaction. They said that too much deep conversations is overstimulating to them and they can't handle it. So I'm just accepting that this is who they are and what they don't want. So your partner has let you know they're not the type to want to have deep convos with you. You've met somebody that does. And every time you see this person, you spend probably a lot more time connecting and talking to them than you do your own partner at home. And you don't think you're compensating. Okay, well, I do. But I think that you may want to consider the possibility that you're subconsciously seeking out something that you actually do crave in a relationship, and you're not prepared yet to have that tough conversation with your current committed partner you're in a relationship with, and you're using this interaction at your job to get close to someone to compensate for what you're not receiving in your committed relationship, where you actually may not realize that you're developing a mental and emotional connection with someone outside the connection that usually leads to people cheating on other people, because there's no personal self-awareness and boundaries being practiced through what you are doing right now. Because instead of facing what you're clearly using someone else to compensate for within yourself that you're not receiving from someone you're committed to, you're suppressing it and compensating for it by talking to someone else external of the connection, which in a sense is usually the leading cause of people drifting apart in committed relationships, because the tough conversations aren't being had about compromising, instead of just always accepting when somebody doesn't want to do something and just constantly accommodating without both parties finding an equal ground of compromise, so that people aren't looking external of the relationship to compensate for where they're not receiving something in their committed connection. Just saying. You also saying that they're cute is also confirming that you're entertaining on a subconscious level, or maybe you're just not being honest with yourself, the idea of actually seeing them that way. Especially if you're entertaining the idea of even perceiving them that way. Because I didn't ask you how they look to you. I think, that was something you just kind of invited into the conversation yourself. Which is also a telltale sign that you are already mentally and emotionally checking out of your connection, to where it's now turning into a more physical committed connection than a well-rounded mental, emotional, and physical one. Which normally leads to a lot of messy choices if you don't practice looking at this right now.